In the year that Gail was crowned, Billie Jo McLean won the provincial by-election by 49 votes, one of the most watched political races in this area's history. Zutphen Brothers began construction of their new office in Southwest Mabo. A new liquor store was announced, and for the first time in Port Hood, the Port Hood team won the tug of war during the Chestico days. They competed against Antigonish and claimed victory after 6 minutes, 35 seconds. Gail presently lives in Halifax and works as a junior high teacher in Bedford. The following year, in 1998, Dale McPhee was crowned queen. Dale couldn't be with us this evening. She was supposed to be here, but she had to cancel late this afternoon. In the year that Dale was crowned, the Lenora Distillery construction began. Moose licensed draw was held for the first year since its establishment. St. Stephen's Church erected their church hall, and construction of the West Mabo Spa was supposed to begin in that summer. The Port Hood Co-op celebrated 50 years with Allegory McCaskill honored with 41 years of service. And there was the largest graduating class to date to come out of Port Hood Consolidated with 35 students. The next queen we have present this evening is Diane Sutherland. She was crowned queen in 1989. She was originally sponsored by the Ceilidh Fishermen's Co-op, and this evening she is sponsored by the Hebridean Hotel. Thank you to them for sponsoring this evening. Diane lives here in Port Hood and has 2 daughters. She's employed with the doctor's office in Port Hawkesbury. The year Diane became queen, Al McGuinness and the Calgary Flames won the Stanley Cup, and he was a Grand Marshal for the Chestico Days Parade. The Hostruberg Country Inn opened, and 8 Port Hood firemen were honored in Ottawa for more than 200 years combined service. Natalie McMaster released her first album, Floor on the Floor, and Buddy McMaster also released his first recording, Judic on the Floor. The Participators celebrated 10 years of circulation, and Inverness County lost its last via service. In 1990, Loretta McGuinness reigned as Chestico Days Queen. Her original sponsor, the Port Hood Co-op, has returned this evening as well as their sponsor. Thank you to them. Ten years ago, when Loretta graced the throne, Bruce Beaton, while playing football at Acadia University, was named AUAA Defensive All-Star. He went on to become the first Cape Bretoner to compete for the Grey Cup. Charlie MacDonald told the press of his plans to convert the old Ledbetter House into a lodge and dining room by the end of 1991. Milk went up 5 cents a litre, Iraq invaded Kuwait, and John Buchanan resigned as Premier and became a Senator. The Port Hood Jail was closed, and lobster prices were a whopping $1.25 and $1.75. And 800 gathered in protest at the Canso Causeway to protest education cuts. Thank you, Loretta. Next, we're going to be entertained by Alexandra McLennan, and she's going to do 2 Highland dances for us this evening. So please welcome Alexandra to the stage. Sorry about that. I guess we're having a little trouble with the music back there. I'd like to take the time now to introduce our Chestico couple 2000. The Chestico Museum and Historical Society is proud to honor Murdoch and Judy Beaton. They're seated here in the front as our Chestico couple. Not too often we have the Pope and his wife. Murdoch was born in Inverness to Joseph and Annie Mackay Beaton, the oldest of 4 children. His mother died when the children were very young, and Joe was left to bring up Murdoch and his sister Sally, while Mary and Florence lived with relatives. At a young age, Murdoch went to Halifax and worked in the shipyards. Then on to Ontario, and in 1951 he went to British Columbia and worked at logging and construction. He worked on the gas pipeline to BC, and at the age of 23 was a foreman at the Alcan smelting plant at Kitimat. Quite a challenge, which shows the high regard that Murdoch and his fellow Cape Bretoners held as workers in the West. Judy was born in a large family in Winnipeg. She too left home at a young age and worked at an unemployment office in Vancouver. It was here that she met Murdoch, who came into the office, possibly between jobs. I guess it was love at first sight. 2 weeks later, at Sunday Mass, Murdoch spotted the girl he had met at the UI office. He asked her out for coffee, not too shy, and Judy accepted his invitation. They were married in 1959 in Vancouver. Murdoch, aren't you glad you went to church every Sunday? But we are talking about the Pope. Judy and Murdoch have 2 children, Neil and Anita, and 2 grandchildren, Dylan and Murdoch. After living and working for many years in BC, the family returned to Little Judic in 1997 to stay with Murdoch's aging father, Joe. Murdoch worked with asphalt road paving until his retirement, and now he and Judy enjoy their new home and his hobby farm, where he has a mare, chickens, and ducks. Judy's great love of gardening can be seen in the lovely plants and flowers in their garden. As well, Judy and Murdoch enjoy the Scottish music and culture and can be found at all the festivals and events in the area. Son Neil, an accomplished fiddler and teacher of Scottish fiddling, is well known throughout Canada. No doubt he got a few lessons from Murdoch, who I'm told plays the harmonica and is quite a good step dancer. Anita is the mother of Murdoch. Murdoch and Judy are pleased. Okay. We'll improvise a little. I guess I should take a minute to introduce who I am. I didn't do that in the beginning. We had a few changes this evening. We started out with 11 queens that were supposed to be returning, and just in the last week, and including 2 that canceled today, so we've been switching things around, and we don't have quite the show that we were going to put on originally, so you'll have to just sit back and enjoy the music, I guess, and just have a fun evening, enjoy some tea later on, and we'll do the best that we can. I didn't introduce myself again yet. My name is Patricia Van Zutphen, and I've been volunteering, I guess, for Chestico Days for a few years, and this is a little switch for me. This is the first time that I've ever done the pageant, and I live in Margaret Hill, and I guess that's all I can say. Most of you, I guess, maybe know me. So I'm going to invite onto the stage Gabrielle McClellan. You have music is ready for Alexandra? Oh, okay. We're going to bring Alexandra back on. Please welcome her once again, and she's going to do some Highland dancing for us. Now? Yes. Okay. Next, we're going to have Gabrielle McClellan, and she is going to play the violin for us. Please welcome Gabrielle to the stage. Next we're going to have a duet dancing with Margie MacDonald, one of the former queens, and also with Whitney MacDonald, one of the former queens as well. And they're going to do a little step dancing. And also, I didn't recognize Florence as well. She's accompanying Florence Beaton this evening, so thank you, Florence. And welcome Whitney and Margie. The next queen that was crowned was Margie MacDonald in 1991. Sponsored originally as well tonight by the Ceilidh Fishermen's Co-op. Thank you to the Ceilidh for that. The year that Margie was crowned, for 4 years following that, until 1996, there were no queens crowned. We just couldn't find anybody that was as good as Margie, as she said herself. And as well, I couldn't find any other news, because what could you do after Margie was crowned queen? So there are no highlights that were as good in 1991 as Margie being crowned queen. In 1996, after the break, Danette McClellan was crowned queen with the Ceilidh Co-op as her sponsor. And this year, we have Sarah's Craft sponsoring Danette. Danette now lives in Glasgow and teaches high school French there. In that year, honorary degrees were bestowed upon the Rankins at Acadia University. Fundraising began for the Resource Centre to open at the former bank, and the Port Hood Mosquito C team won the provincials. Ashley McIsaac won 2 Jonah Awards, and the hall in Juneau was demolished. In 1997, we saw our youngest queen being crowned, Whitney MacDonald. The original sponsor has returned, and that is the credit union. I'm sorry, we don't have a credit union representative here this evening. So thank you to Wayne for bringing up Whitney. Whitney lives here in Port Hood and will be attending Bayview Education Center in the fall to obtain her grade 3. Good luck, Whitney. The Titanic and the Matthew replicas were constructed in Darrell McLeod's classroom this year. Cape Breton went from Liberal Red to NDP when they voted in Michelle Dockrell as MP. Plans were well underway as well for an outdoor stage to be built in the arena grounds. In 1998, Marjorie MacDonald became Chestico Queen. Marjorie couldn't be with us here this evening. She lives here in Dungarry with her family. In that year, Charlie MacDonald was elected to MLA. Ian's Corner Store sold a $10 million ticket to Donald the Dancer McMillan. The Urban Garage closed, and the Hillcrest Hall, the Tin Fiddler, and the Red Shoe Pub all opened. And Amy Cotton won her second National Judo Championship and represented Canada at the Worlds in South America. The last queen to be crowned was Laurel McLeod in 1999. Laurel will be here as well. She'll be attending Delbray Academy next year. Some news from that year included the paralyzing ice storm that hit Inverness County that February. Duncan Gillis, the 1912 Olympic silver medalist, was introduced into the Hall of Fame 77 years later. Al McGuinness won the Norris Trophy, and in that fall, Port Hood Consolidated School opened the doors to begin its final school year. Thank you, everyone, for returning. We're now going to be entertained by the McDonald family dancers.
And be ready, or you never know what will happen, right? And we're down to a few kids. We have Margie, we have Gordy, we have Mitchell. And Gordy landed here without his dancing shoes. So do you mind if he dances in his sneakers? Mother wasn't there to get him ready. So anyway, here we go.
welcome them to the stage.
The first song we're going to do is a song by Stan Rogers, and the song is called 45 Years.
Soften